Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor. I'm your host, Jamie Bloom. First, we're at the Great Bend Farm and Ranch Expo with Kyle Bauer and Duane Toews. Kyle visits with Jake Strecker from INA Alert, a surveillance company out of Ellinwood. And Duane catches up with Levi Ebert to discuss AI. Next, enjoy this week's Kansas Soybean update. And then we're back with Duane at the Commodity Classic, talking with Tom Sleight, U.S. Grains Council President. We'll end with a look at how cattle premiums filter back from beef consumers to beef producers.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum. Growers working together. Find out more at kansasgrainsorghum.org.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Let's join Kyle and Jake Strecker at the Great Bend Farm and Ranch Expo to discuss the applications for surveillance on your operation.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer from Great Bend. I'm visiting with Jake Strecker. Jake has a company that specializes in cameras for security in the rural plains, or rural America, really. Jake, tell us about all the different places that cameras can be used, because I'll be honest with you, most of them I hadn't thought of.
Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, a lot of times customers will come to us with a specific need or what they think they want to see through a camera. And so we're really able to help several different markets, whether it be the feedlots, the sale barns, co-ops, seed dealers, and just farmers and ranchers in general. You know, everyone has their own need for camera and surveillance equipment. It's just a matter of knowing that it's out there and knowing that there's someone there to help them.
We all have that remote location. It's, boy, I wish I had somebody there to just kind of watch things. This really allows you to do that for a fraction of what labor would cost to watch a place.
Absolutely. You know, it's an investment into a system that allows you to have eyes on a site 24/7. You know, even if it is a site that you think, oh man, that's too far away, that's 22 miles from my house. There are options that cover that, and we're able to provide them, and a lot of people in our industry are able to provide those services.
You know, one that never occurred to me either. We have a lot of small communities that police forces maybe don't have quite as much money to man them all day long, all night long, and you've even done work with them.
Absolutely. There is a shrinking size to a lot of the small towns, and having a full-time police force is kind of a struggle. And so they get a local sheriff that comes through town once, twice a month, or a week or a night or whatever it may be. Well, we're able to help them out by putting cameras on their main street or on their buildings that they want to keep an eye on to see who's coming in and out of town at different hours of night.
And the nice thing, too, is you don't have to have someone there constantly watching the video screen. It's recorded, and until you have a problem, then you can go look.
You know, it's that thing where you leave for the weekend, go on a date or a trip with your wife, and go see the grandkids. You come back, there's tire tracks in your drive, the hose to the gas tanks on the ground. You wonder what happened. Why am I missing fuel? Why are there random tracks? Well, this gives you the opportunity to go back, look at that, and get an idea of who came in the driveway, who came to your fuel, and kind of help themselves to your property.
Sometimes it's nice to just know that nobody did as well.
Yeah, it's that sense of security, you know, just being able to check back when you're on the road or away from home through your cell phone or any internet-capable device, be able to see if someone's on your property. If you're expecting a package from UPS, just knowing and being able to go back and say, hey, he actually delivered the package at the time he said he was going to be there.
Well, and the verification, whether it's sale barns or grain facility, knowing you can actually literally be open 24 hours a day without having to have people there 24 hours a day.
Correct. It's just it's that overwhelming security that you always have eyes on your location.
Appreciate it, Jake. Jake, again, works with INA Security in Ellinwood. This is Kyle Bauer reporting from Great Bend.
Folks, stay with us after the break. Duane will be back with Levi Ebert with the Ebert Ranch.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
Support Kansas agriculture education with an AgriTag. AgriTags are available anytime at your county treasurer. They look great on cars and trucks. For more information, go online to ksagclassroom.org.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
We're back. Let's join Duane and Levi as they discuss AI and breeding barns.
Duane Toews joining you once again with Ag AM in Kansas. And while at the Great Bend Farm and Ranch Expo, an opportunity to catch up with Levi Ebert and Ebert Ranch. Levi, you did a demonstration at the Farm and Ranch Expo this year with a breeding barn, conducting some artificial insemination on a set of heifers, utilizing a rawhide corral system. Tell us a little bit about how that works for an operation and how easy it could be for individuals that wanted to get into an operation and program like that.
Right. Duane, AI is getting to be an ever-growing way to get your cattle bred. Bull prices are going up. People are wanting to increase genetic power and not have to do it with a bull that's only going to breed 20 or 25 cows. This way we can breed hundreds or thousands of head of cattle in a day or 2 weeks or in a week's time and increase your genetics very, very rapidly. And with that, it's a very simple process.
Obviously, you had some sponsors there that talked about some of the synchronization protocols that you utilize to have a successful program.
That's right. For our demonstration today, Zoetis donated the synchronization products to get these heifers synchronized. With that process on these heifers that we bred today, we did what they call a 7-day CEDAR protocol. A week ago, on Tuesday, we put a CEDAR in, gave a shot of Factrel. This just 60 hours ago, we pulled that CEDAR out, gave them a shot of Lutalice, and then we time bred them on 60 hours today with another shot of Factrel.
You know, you utilized a breeding barn that they've been pretty popular as of late. Tell us a little bit about some of the features of that makes it successful for guys.
The features on the breeding barn, there's really no exact science to it. There's a gentleman in western Nebraska that originally invented the idea, but those cattle come in, it's dark, they've got a curtain that hangs down behind their shoulders to keep lighter movement from coming in and around their head, and with that they stand calmer, they stand quieter. And we've taken some rather nervous cattle over the years and brought them into that barn in an AI program and calmed them down a lot to get the AI part of it done, which directly relates to conception rate. We have seen large increases in conception rate by running them through those AI barns versus just a plain old squeeze chute.
And you utilized a portable corral system as well. It really shows the flexibility that you don't have to own those facilities yourself.
That's right, Duane. We can set up anywhere we want within reason with a portable corral. Here at the Great Bend Farm Show, there's no pins out there on the runways, and so we worked with rawhide portable corrals. They brought a portable corral in for us. We unloaded those cattle, ran them through our breeding barn, loaded them all right back up there in one spot for the farm show. But in that scenario, if you're on wheat pasture, if you have pastures that you don't have a pin with, whatever the given situation we've got a portable setup that we can come to you with corral and barn and work those cattle just about anywhere.
Levi, you referenced genetic advancement, utilizing some of the top genetics in the industry. That really is where the bottom line and the payoff is for those producers that go to a system like this.
Yes, that's correct. We can increase growth in two ways with this type of a program. One, we're front loading your calving season, so you've got more calves born early in your calving season, so you get more pounds in that aspect. Plus, we're also working with bulls that we have 80 to 90% accuracy on their EPDs with, and with that, we can take a look at your operation and say, all right, how much do you want to increase weaning? What do we need to do with calving ease? And very quickly, we can bump weaning weights from upwards of 20 or 30 pounds in 1 year.
All right, thanks to Levi Ebert joining us here on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Next is this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to Farm Factor and the Kansas Soybean Update.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Philip Lobo, Director of Feed Utilization for the United Soybean Board, joins us. And Philip, one of the vital parts of agriculture in Kansas is animal agriculture and how it has had an effect on the economy in the state.
We just introduced our economic analysis of animal agriculture, which covers from 2004 to 2014. That was actually contracted out to economics firm Decision Innovation Solutions, and it provides a complete database on animal agriculture economics and the implications for soybean meal at both the national level and by state.
And soybean meal is one of the key feed ingredients that many producers use and really has become an important part of Kansas animal agriculture.
Kansas animal agriculture, in 2014, it consumed over 400,000 tons of soybean meal. About 46% of that went to hogs, about 40% of it went to beef cows, and about 10% went to dairy cows.
The integration of the fact that it's integrated it so much within the industry that animal agriculture is the big benefit of that, but the soybean industry within the state is a big beneficiary as well.
And really, it's the people of Kansas that are benefiting from the expansion of animal agriculture in the state. The numbers in the study show that animal ag expansion in Kansas from 2004 to 2014 grew your state's gross state product by over $4.3 billion in that 10-year period, and it boosted household earnings by $691 million over that 10-year period, plus added over 20,000 new jobs and contributed over $170 million in additional tax revenues per year.
There are many that would say there are challenges in the next decade that are going to be in animal agriculture, but I'm sure there could be just as many opportunities within that time frame, too.
One of the reasons we do this study is to identify areas of opportunity both nationally and by state. So our checkoffs and other related organizations in the states can find those areas of opportunities and help support them. Another real key goal of this study is to show that animal ag can be a reliable contributor to a healthy, diversified economy, both at the national level and at the state level.
That is Philip Lobo, Director of Feed Utilization for the United Soybean Board, who joins us on the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
Hope you enjoyed this week's Kansas Soybean Update. After the break, let's join Duane and Tom Sleight, U.S. Grains Council President.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome. Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
This segment brought to you by Heinen Brothers Ag. Farmers helping farmers by offering quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia. Call today to protect your crop yield.
Thanks for staying with us. Next, Tom discusses the work the U.S. Grains Council does for producers.
Duane Toews joining you once again with Ag AM in Kansas, and a chance to catch up with U.S. Grains Council President Tom Sleight. And Tom, we get the opportunity to discuss what the U.S. Grains Council does, and certainly a lot of good work that they're doing as far as providing an opportunity to get some value out of those crops that we produce here in the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely, Duane. We at U.S. Grains Council operates all around the world, magnifying the investment farmers make in their own checkoff investments to representation around the world. 10 offices, another 10 to 20 consultants around the world. What we do is we represent farmers' interest in terms of corn, sorghum, barley, and co-products, DDGs, ethanol, and starch, and everything else.
It's an interesting scenario where we're blessed that the producer in the U.S. has the ability to produce out far and above from what we use domestically. But that being the case, those international markets are extremely important.
Yeah, Duane, here at the Commodity Classic, everybody reminds me of that all the time. They've got three great crops in a row. People look for another one this year. They want to have new homes for those markets, and that means new markets, can maintain the old ones, build new ones, value-added markets. That's the assignment for the U.S. Grains Council, and we're going after it hard.
We think about those relationships that it takes. It's interesting in the world market. It's not all about price. Price is important, but having relationships with those buyers is awfully important.
I know a lot of parents out there tell their kids all this all the time. The world belongs to those who show up. Well, the Grains Council shows up for American farmers 24/7, 365 in terms of talking to customers, having a year-round dialogue with customers on planting, season, growing season, harvest season. What's going on with U.S. agricultural, commodity movements, freight movements. All those things can happen all year round. Trade doesn't just happen. It happens to those who are there talking to customers, answering their questions, meeting their needs.
Obviously, I'm assuming that the U.S. Grains Council would be looking favorably upon Trans-Pacific Partnership to get some additional footage into that Asian nations.
It's only TPP is only important to those who produce food and people who eat 3 meals a day. It is incredibly important for U.S. agriculture. TPP, it gives us that access to those overseas markets that helps us maintain current trade and build future trade. We have gains already that we see for bulk commodity grains in terms of Vietnam. Meat, we see pick up in various countries like Japan. And other places, but even more so, it allows us to differentiate ourselves from the competition. In mainly cases, that's Brazil, who's not part of the TPP. So, having these trade agreements allows us to have a firm understanding foundation for trade, particularly when we have battles over sanitary and phytosanitary issues like biotechnology.
We often talk about those trade agreements and the opportunities. They only work if they're enforced in terms of some of those mechanisms.
You're absolutely right. And so what we always looked for is that the folks that lobby take care of getting these agreements passed. It's the Grains Council's responsibility to make sure these agreements are implemented fairly and implemented thoroughly. That's the hardest part about these trade agreements is the implementation phase. We've got the negotiation phase done. We've got the passage phase next. Implementation phase awaits us, and the folks for U.S. Grains Council all around the world are ready to pounce on that stage.
Talking a little bit about where your funding comes from. I know that Kansas corn has been a good supporter of U.S. Grains Council for a long time.
Kansas Corn has been a great supporter of the U.S. Grains Council, and what we like to do is take that investment the Kansas farmer makes in their checkoff, leverage it through a great public-private partnership program through the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Foreign Agricultural Service, through two programs, the MAP, Market Access Program, Foreign Market Development Program, to magnify their investments to allow us to have that type of global presence Kansas farmers need.
Our thanks to Tom Sleight, U.S. Grains Council, joining us here at Commodity Classic. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Stay with us after the break for a look at how cattle premiums filter back from beef consumers to beef producers.
I'm a patient of Kansas Regenerative Medicine in Manhattan. I had stem cell therapy in my hips and my left knee. My wife and I both are patients. We went down there the same day in November. Since then, my hips are feeling a lot better. I can work now most of the day if I want to. And before, if I worked in the morning, I was done in the afternoon, or if I worked in the afternoon, I was sure enough done for the rest of the day.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand, and I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.
Through the generosity of Dr. Eva Gardner and Dr. Dan Thompson, Kansans now have the opportunity to support the wildfire relief effort by purchasing a signed and numbered print of the original painting, A Walk Through Henry's Dreams, by Dr. Gardner. This gallery quality print is only $200. Order your print today online or call 785-273-5115. Please help support the Kansas Livestock Foundation Wildfire Relief Fund.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply. Segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to Farm Factor. Let's see how the beef value system works.
Fed cattle premiums don't just drop out of thin air. They're earned at every point in beef production.
The premium and the prosperity for the industry starts at the consumer level. And so that consumer is going to drive what happens down the rest of the chain.
Selling beef by quality grades and brands allows consumers to choose and value them individually. It also creates more work and cost to get the beef to them.
And producing, processing, marketing, positioning, and putting that product in the consumer's hands, all of those activities take investment, take scrutiny to make sure that there's integrity throughout that value chain. Everyone involved in that has an additional cost incurred. If you're the retailer, you have a different shelf space you've got to allocate to this product. If you're the processor, you have a sorting mechanism that you have to incur in order to assure that you've got product flowing into that right retail channel.
Schroeder also says producing high-quality beef doesn't just happen on the ranching side of the equation either. It takes focus.
Likewise, if you're a producer, you have production activity and those kinds of things, genetic selection that's happening all the way down at cow-calf. There's costs at every segment. Ultimately, we have to have price signaling going vertically, or someone would not have the incentive to invest. But the transmissions will always be occurred or will always reflect some of the costs involved in that additional activity at each level.
That's why the wholesale premiums for higher quality do not match the Choice Select spread. For example,
so you'll never have the consumer's premium equal the producer's premium, but you would sure expect a percentage of that consumer premium to be reflected down at the producer level. And that's indeed what we see, is that as the consumer premium increases, so does the producer premium. And again, those aren't going to be 100% transmissions, but they're going to have a very high correlation and causation with each other.
That's good news for everybody who includes quality beef in their plans. I'm Bob Cervera.
Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Jamie Bloom, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. See you next week on Farm Factor. We're here every Tuesday on Ag AM in Kansas.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. To see this show and past episodes of Ag AM in Kansas, go online to agaminkansas.com.